And he's going to be able to get his items faster naturally.
I honestly don't think that the Mars is going to have any trouble killing any hero here, honestly. Once he hits the level 6 and he has the combo, there doesn't seem to be a single lane. Grimstroke is easy, but even Nagasard is an easy kill for the Mars just because he's going to have the level advantage.
The Void Spirit's going to be a bit of a challenge, right? His contemporary, but...
Oh, yeah, of course. He's not going to try to kill him mid, though. No, usually Mars is like ganking.
And the good thing this lineup is, unlike last time, where at least Dendi had the opportunity to push a little bit more naturally with the DP, it's not really the case here on the Void Spirit. You're not so scared of him taking your tower as you are of missing first blood here top lane. It's going to be the Courier falling as well as XactJlepbI kicking it off, killing a no fear.
Well, River's not going to eat for a whole week, dude. He's just piling on those days, huh? The Void Spirit, though, is struggling in the mid lane. It is no surprise. Honestly, this matchup is really difficult for any melee hero. Mars is very strong, because the moment you... So usually the melee versus melee matchup in the lane is all about trading, farm, right? And then when you see the opportunity, you hit them a couple times. But Mars gets to decide when you get to hit him, because he can just push you away with the spear, which is a big deal. If you misposition yourself trying to go for the range creep, he's going to spear you to his own tower, and that's going to be even harder. And he always has God's Rebuke to secure farm or push the lane.
You know, and you know, sometimes I think people can forget it's a little known period of time where Dendi was known for playing. It's kind of this vague, obscure hero, you know, the Pudge, but very popular for his repositioning. And so Dendi, he can probably really abuse some people and start to really get small advantages here with positioning heroes with the repositioning, right? And Mars is one such of those heroes, like you're saying. Not only can he push them away and CS when he wants to and trade blows when he wants to, but he can also push you towards his tower, much like a Pudge.
Yeah, like I said, right? That's the punishing, and that makes it really difficult for a melee hero to go for the range creep. So you have to reserve the shield exclusively for the range creep to be able to steal it, or the Ether Remnant, one of the two. And if you use the shield for the range creep, then you lose the lane control. King R is in trouble down bottom, but so many creeps nearby. Duster means that Stroke of Fate will deal a fair amount of damage.
Yeah, it's level 1 Stroke of Fate as well, so that's pretty significant.
Yeah, that's true, because it does, the damage increases with each level, but the damage per creep is pretty solid from level 1. Illusion is dealing with a bunch of illusions here. Oh, it is level 2 Glimpse. Yeah, no kinetic field just yet. They might be able to kill him. Nice power strike though by Sexy Fat, saving his teammate. Illusion goes for the deny there. I mean, the Naga is a very strong laner though. Sanking is probably one of the better heroes against her, but he still struggles whenever the illusions are up.
Yeah, definitely. And mirror image though, very long cooldown at the very least. Short downtime. Oh, already Lightless opting for the Hand of Midas here, already queued up. That should be the Gloves of Haste then, already on the way.
Now we'll see how these lanes start to shape up though, because I find that Bait this time is the one that's going to propose first, and I find that, and we'll see when they start ganking, right? I mean, the Nyx is a bit better as a 4 in terms of ganking potential, and the Rubik is more static, but I find that the Mars is just what you're going to be playing around early. And I know that Dendi loves to play these kind of fast heroes. Honestly, he plays mid like he plays the offlane. It's actually much more similar. He's not a greedy mid laner. He likes to gank. He was the guy that used to build Wind Ranger with maxing Shackle Shot first, right? Just to gank better. This guy just likes playing with his team. He's like his friends, right? He likes
he wants to play, play with Dota, play with his friends, make sure his friends have a fun time in Dota. Yep. You know, he's like, hey guys, you having some trouble down there, RDO? Don't worry, I'll be there in 2 minutes with an arena, and we'll punish them.
RDO's like, please, Dendi, we need you to farm more. Like, but I want to help you.
I want to help. No, Dendi, please.
We need you to have more than one item, minute 30.
Want to see me fountain hook this guy?
Well, they removed it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Nerf Dendi forever. Yeah. No, but Bait. Because of this playstyle, I think that when they play mid laners like Puck or Mars who are fast at ganking and can make a lot of damage with that, I think that's where they really excel. Illusion's managing to trade nicely with no fear, honestly.
Especially with the DD rune that he's a snag.
And the extra level, of course. Yeah. And the bottom lane, Funny will fall, though.
Yeah, RDO activating the Metamorphosis there, and he's going to get a tip out from Duster, who I'm sure has applied the enchant to him, just slowing him to a crawl. Nyx Assassin then. He's going to be completely zoned out of the lane, even with 4 armor, 4.5 regen here at level 2. He's not going to be tanky enough for the likes of RDO. Nice shot there on the Carapace, though, just being a bit annoying. But that's actually triggered now the enchant, as well as the extra damage out from the Impetus, and he's going to live on a sliver, on a hair of HP.
Yeah, the Enchantress did not get the kill in the top lane, though they managed to get no fear as they go for Lightless as well. Let's see if the Borrow Strike is going to be available soon. It is. Sandstorm is also there to add a bit of extra damage. Lightless tries to divide the damage, but not very lucky with the positioning standing there with a mirror image. He was hoping to get the real hero behind so they could leave the sandstorm immediately, but instead he got it right as the Sand King was body blocking him, so it didn't help at all. And that's what the Sand King does against illusion-based heroes. That's why he's so strong.
Yep, good guy Magical using the bottle refill to help out his off lane. He says, hey guys, and this is actually pretty big. He's not only doing that to, of course, increase the region, but the reason why he's doing that is because now this TB has no meta, right? So it is go time for this off lane. They need to be playing this one aggressively, and that bottle refill onto King R really certainly does help. He doesn't have to call another Sal, he doesn't have to wait for any items to come into him, and it's going to be great.
And we see a little gank by the Rubik here mid. I think just he's not securing the rune. It seems like a gank with the... Yeah, they used the Arena Blood actually, try to kill Magical, but they missed the Arena Blood. Or, sorry, he got Astral Step out on time, so then they attempted a gank attempt. I don't know if that was the best of options, honestly. I think he's probably the only hero you really can't kill with the Arena, so maybe it was better just to go top. But I guess Sand King has such a huge control of the top lane that it's fine. Duster could be in trouble. Still no untouchable, no healing either, but Duster just gonna outrun this Nyx.
Yeah, he is out of regen now, though, this Enchantress, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue. And we'll be taking a look here. Magical level 6 already here in the mid lane. He's doing pretty nicely for himself. He's can't complain too much. 30-3 compared to 39-9 out from Dendi. As with the Invis rune sitting mid, he's gonna have to wait a long time for that Arena to come back up. But he's just looking to probably pin him here to one of the walls. Lots of places you can actually do that. Oh, Magical just gonna quick sidestep there. Illusion with the telekinesis at the ready here, deciding not to go for it. It's a bit too difficult there. Telekinesis level 1, and Dendi unfortunately will miss the skill shot there. That's going to be that Enchantress, maybe in a bit of trouble. They are going to connect on to, as well, the Stroke of Fate, or sorry, the Inkswell, that is, right after the Impale, and easily peasily get that kill. Top lane, I believe they're also making an effort, and they are going to make more than an effort, as they will be able to complete the conversion of the kill onto the Disruptor. 5-1 here. Much better start here for Bait, who I think at this stage of the game have already 5 times their kills, I think, 12 minutes faster.
That's very true. They're doing a much better game number 2. It seems like this is actually going to be a game, right? I think the drafts are much more even, so I'm just happy that we're going to get to watch a even game with these two great squads.
Magical's going to gank the top lane as well with the 8th. The Remnant just off the mark. He's going to miss the Astral as well. XactJlepbI trying to get in between the rings there to dodge the damage. We've got
very smart.
Yeah, cool.
The Caustic Finale, very smart. Forces Magical away because he knew if he kept hitting him, he's not going to get the kill due to the shield, but the Caustic Finale is magical damage, and now the Caustic Finale is much stronger, by the way, against because it deals a percentage damage of the HP, sorry.
Illusion was looking for a kill mid lane, though, so that's going to allow them to actually have a pretty significant push here. It's not with a wagon, but already some really serious damage done. They've fortified the wave here as well. Fade Bolt into the spear is going to nuke the wave, and I think they might go for one more wave here. There's no one currently sitting top getting experience, so Illusion and Dendi both losing out on a bit of a solo XP. Now the Nyx is going to show up to get some levels. But good damage there. Already you can see he's playing with the map control as Dendi. Is not going to have to contest for the rune there. It'll spawn bottom instead, and that one is going to go to King R.
We're not going to be able to take that just yet. Dendi nearby, though, hoping to still get the Arena Blood here on King R. I'm surprised by how static he's playing in this lane, though. I don't know why they're not trying to just take the tier 1 top. Seems like a much easier target. King R, nice pick. Spike Carpus blocks the spear with illusion. Telekinesis, but it still works out. That was part of the plan, right? Dendi, though, could be in trouble here as they have 2 more cores joining in the fight. The Cavalry might just be able to finish off this poor Mars. Roman God of War for a cockroach, not a good trade. I
think that just proves that nobody likes Nyx Assassin in the game. Yes. Nobody likes Nyx unless you're playing Nyx. He's one of those heroes.
Oh, he is definitely, like, I think Nyx is one of the more quintessential Dota heroes, because the point of Nyx, much like Pugna or Viper, is to make the enemy cry, not to make you have a fun game necessarily. And that's what Dota is about, right? That's why we don't play League. It's not about empowering ourselves or being strong. It's about making sure the enemy team has a terrible time.
That's right. If you want to empower your teammates, you got to play Magnus.
Exactly. Sexy Fat gonna find no fear. He's like, can I get a burn strike off? No, he can't do it in time. I mean, this top lane is just no fear. I just rotate Dendi here, get the easy tower, start getting map control, and it makes your kills much better. Because right now, Hustler is actually playing much stronger this early game. Magical is having a much bigger impact than Dendi. They're going to find Sexy Fat, but do they have the vision? They do with the Dust. Nice by Carpus, triggering on that Sandstorm. But similarly, they had to go for Illusion, which seems like an easier target. Now the Burrow Strike. Sexy Fat's actually controlling Magical, and the damage from Sandstorm is going to force him to retreat. Second time they try to gank the Sand King. Second time they fail, though, so, I mean, that's giving Bait a lot of space. All these failed ganks. Sexy Fat is quite the space maker by accident, honestly, just by surviving.
And this time, it's going to be 3 cores consecutively in the top 3 of Net Worth. worth for bait right before the 10-minute mark. They're going to have the position 5 Ench soaking levels in the bottom lane. She really does need that point of the untouchable to stay alive a little bit longer. As we can see, Funnick easily able to secure the kill into her with 3-level advantage.
Duster's like used to... Funny's like, I'm playing a support and I killed you. What's happening?
How's that feel?
They go to the top lane though. Illusion, will fall here as the Sankin gets his kill. They're going for no fear as well. He's a bit slowed. He does do the Sandstorm plus Power Strike combo as efficient as possible. That's the maximum DPS you can get. Very smart. So you Sandstorm first to get the extra tick of damage, and then Power Strike. You literally cannot play any more efficiency. Sexy Fat on this Sanking is... What a performance, honestly. Yeah,
that's right. You gotta borrow the strike, and then you have to give it back. Unfortunately, is really where. Why
did I say borrow strike again?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
That's okay.
In Spanish, that's what they ask us to say, because I think that's how it's pronounced, and I always mess it up. I'm sorry. King R. Let's see if they can murder him. Yeah, they have the Impale.
Stolen Impale.
How does that feel, Nick's Assassin?
That's a big steal. That's actually
a great spell.
I think it's level 3 already here, so that's a pretty significant amount of damage. A decent stun as well. And
with a new passive, I think it's the best thing you can steal. Like either Impale or Earth Spike, I think are the two best spells to steal on Rubik, genuinely. Because now you get cast range, which means you, on top of the Ether Lens, right? So you get a 250 cast range on your Impale. You're pretty much getting a Ravage at this point.
Well, one tentacle of them, right?
One tentacle of the Ravage, true.
RDO here is already having, I think that's going to be the Yasha on the way. He's building into some more stats, so perhaps this is going to be the new standard build for him on the TB.
Seems appropriate, right?
Yeah, the exact same game. I mean, Naga as well does a good job of chewing through armor with Riptide, right?
I think the Sanjin Yasha serves a similar purpose to Mask of Madness, where it's both an item to farm and to fight. And since you're a TB and you can farm a bit faster, it's much easier to go for this duality. Up top, there seems to be a gank. As they're fighting here with Static Storm, they catch RDO, Power Strike as well. And try to finish off Funnick in time. They do see Sexy Fat right now as they glimpse back Illusion. And thanks to Magicals joining the team fight, they're capable of destroying Illusion. There's no Arena of Blood though, so Dendi unfortunately cannot secure any more kills, but does have the Spear of Mars available.
Yeah, they're not really sure who to go for. They wanted to go for Magical there about halfway through the fight. Here's Mr. Stompy now, setting up for the Sun on a no fear. Dendi's a bit far away.
Oh, they're gonna fight
There's the enchant. Yes, it looks like they will. Magical's regenning in the trees. Only has one Astral Step though, so it's a bit dicey to jump in. Dendi doesn't actually have the mana, doesn't have a Soul Ring or anything. Going straight for the BKB this game. He might be faking the Deso though, because he's actually gone for the Mithril Hammer first, interestingly enough.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that's
that could be pretty smart actually. Faking the Deso, and you're like, oh, we can wait, you know, because they're not gonna have a huge power spike. Because Deso's just more damage, whereas BKB means all of a sudden I'm God and I can. Well, you are already.
Well, he's already God. I think the gods have to like sacrifice their immortality to fight in Dota. I think that's what
Zeus says, right?
Yeah, that's the lore.
Is this why I sacrificed immortality?
Yeah, he says I gave up my ages for this.
Yeah, it's true. Give it to a big beast of stone. Because that is in mythology the shield that Zeus uses actually.
It's true.
To defeat the Titans.
Aegis is supposed to be a shield.
Yep.
And then he wanted to fight, so he sold it to the shopkeeper, and then a creep stole it and turned into Roshan. That's the Dota 2 lore.
And that's why we love this game. It doesn't take itself seriously. So let's see Duster. They're not going to get the... Oh, yeah. With a glimpse? Yeah. The kinetic field as well. I mean, Sexy Foot is nearby. It's
really difficult.
We have Epicenter as well. So I don't know if this is an easy kill. In fact, it could be that the Disruptor's in trouble as they're going to chase after No Fear. Sexy Fat going to try to get that Burst Strike off. They also have the net. Magical walks in to simulate Static Storm done, so they can't get the Burst Strike off. Very good static though defensively, saving off Magical. But Dendi's nearby though. I do know that he wants to use that arena.
Yeah, he's got it ready to go again, but he's not going to find it. At least not a great one. They've got great wards here on the side of the Hustlers watching the entrance into the jungle. So every time Dendi leaves the lane, they know exactly where he's going. They know they can react to him quite appropriately. Magical with the Astral Step jumping on in, hoping to stun on both. Will actually only gets the one-man Impale, unfortunately, but it's onto the important one, the Sand King. Silence out from the Phantom Embrace to follow up. He will get the Burrow Strike off eventually here, but dusted up. He should be killed off. He's going to dodge at least a Stroke of Fate, but Magical with the right click to the limb. He's got enough damage.
So they do kill Sexy Fat finally. This is a really important kill because he's pretty much been the tempo control this whole game. It seems like Dendi's playing a much more of a greedier Mars this game, right? With a BKB first, hoping for the first item before he ganks, sorry.
Ooh, regenerate is nice.
That's very good for Magical. Which is, I don't know, I don't know if Dendi is making the right choice by playing this way and playing a bit greedier, because the Sand King is creating a ridiculous amount of space for him, but also you're not taking advantage of the huge tempo control Mars can bring.
To be fair, he is trying, right? He's been idling top lane in the jungle for the past 2, 3, 4 minutes, right? So it's not like he's just kind of letting them go, but I understand the point here as well. I mean, we still do actually have this, the tier 1 has actually been grabbed already. Tier 1 top lane is gone already, but no, I mean, I see your point here. 9-9 anyway, 15 minutes in.
I'm not criticizing.
They smoked, by the way.
I'm putting the question out there, right? No, can they get magical? That's not the best kill. Actually, this is a pretty decent kill on and off laner, but Static Storm stops that Epicenter from coming out. He's like, well, I'm just gonna bait into Static Storm for now.
Yep,
Sexy Fat just tanks it. Funnick is dead though. And Sexy Fat wants to get a stun off on No Fear, and the Terror Blade also activates Metamorphosis, and wow, Metamorphosis and Arena both committed just to kill off No Fear. They really hate this Disruptor.
King R is coming from behind, but probably shouldn't go for anything here. The Naga Siren is way too far away, as is Magical, so I think he's just going to be scouting and keeping vision here on the enemies to get the best information. RDO is going to be a bit alone now. Oh, I've actually scouted him now with the Sentry Ward placed down. Reflection they slow him even more, and he got a little bit too close for comfort that time. Knows that there's a Sentry there, but not worth his life.
Nyx is not great against Illusion Heroes, because you can always just trigger the Spike Carpus in the main hero and then just keep destroying him with the Illusions. There's the Void Spirit.
Stolen Stroke of Fate, doing a lot of work.
Huge cast range, by the way, Rubik, when you get that.
And a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's true. Yep. I again think Bale's better, but Stroke of Fate is a pretty decent spell, especially now that you need a bit of damage. Look at that. They should reveal that a ward there, though. Can this turn into a kill? They glimpse back Dendi. Dendi is out of the arena. Illusion could be in trouble. Magical finally getting the kill they were hoping for, which is Illusion, but Dendi seems a bit too tough. And they're going to have to keep up with this idea. In fact, Dendi wants to kill them. Tanking the Spear of Mars is No Fear. Doesn't want to get Funnick to get impaled there. Taga impales. Nixor uses his, hoping to stop Dendi. Now, with the Enchantress, dealing a bit of extra damage to No Fear, but they lack the catch to really turn this into a kill.
It's fine. Dendi got a D-ward in there. It's probably worth just as much as the Disruptor right now. So he can be happy with that. 164 gold. I don't think it was his Sentry, though, but still gets a little bit of experience from that. It is now apparent he is going for the BKB. Nyx Assassin then for the Yule Scepter, as they actually have scouted the Nyx right underneath the Sentry Ward. Dendi trying to bait here. Oh, but he's actually going to get initiated on instead by the Vendetta. There is actually help coming. We do have that Disruptor, or sorry, the Glimpse able to catch him now. Jumping on into the Magical, as they have actually stunned him up and set him up perfectly there for the kill, using the Spiked Carapace against the walls of the arena.
Yep. That's exactly what you should be doing, right? Getting the kill on the tempo controls on the enemy team. Partially because Lightless is not, like, he's playing a Naga Siren, which means he's a bit more static. He's been playing as active as you can with the Naga Siren, but still a bit limited, because early on you just want to get your first core items and then fight. Terrorblade is kind of similar, but your tempo controlling is not as strong. So kills on Mars, kills on Sanking, the most valuable. Hunting TB is a good idea, but I think right now you want to stop the aggression that Bait is putting out, rather than trying to find TB, because that's a much harder endeavor.
Yeah, and when we, on the side of Bait, we have, of course, stuns, which is always great with just tons of damage that the that the TB has. But on the side of the Hustlers, they've got themselves the Naga and Disruptor combo, right? And the benefit there, and why that's so much better than whatever combo that Bait have, which isn't really much of one, and that's fine, you don't need a combo to win, is that it eliminates a big pain point rather, that No Fear has playing Disruptor, which is actually getting down a meaningful static storm, right? It's really easy when you have 6-7 seconds to set it up, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's not very much of an issue.
That is the combo we saw yesterday being quite effective, if it wasn't because there was a Rubik there being a nuisance. Let's see, catching Magical.
Nice.
Okay, maybe Magical playing a bit too hasty, right? Being in no man's land here. There's no tower nearby, no place for them to TP.
They're hunting for RDO though, and King RDO might be looking to get him. They're going to glimpse him back here. Power hard coming into the static storm, though they're all going to end up TPing right in there. Soulbind as well has been dropped now onto 2. Nice stun there. Can they control him for long enough? They can. Even, well, a follow-up, all the splash damage, nearly getting the kill onto Duster. Nice, it takes long though. The Carp is buying a little bit of time, but the Song of the Siren now to interrupt after Dendi drops the arena. No, Funnick's like, guys, I TP'd in here.
He has Ghost Scepter. Funnick, run away. No, there's no way he's getting out. He realizes, well, I love when he walks like forward and backward. You're like,
well, this is awkward.
Yeah, but that was still a good song. I think that was a good initiation. I actually was wondering why he didn't use Kinetic Field at first to close him in the Static Storm, and I realized he was saving it for when they were coming in and hoping to get a double kill there. So greedy play by the +5 here in Hustler, but still, I think a good play. It turned out really well for them. They managed to get an extra kill on the Enchantress. Well played by No Fear there. Sexy Fat jumps in. He has the Epicenter. Yep, free kill.
Yeah, that's as good as a Blink Dagger.
I don't think you tip that, dude. I mean, I know Dendi's trying to be friendly, but it's just the Epicenter on a 5.
I'm sure Dendi's like, wow, bro, you got him. You got him.
I don't know. The one time I met him, he seems like a super genuine person. There's no ounce of... I can't imagine him being sarcastic. Genuinely.
Yeah, he does seem like a treat.
Yeah.
I remember the TI5 clip of him coming out of the Pudge costume for the All-Star game. Was it TI? It was TI5, right? Yeah, good time.
Well, I do remember one time when he was actually being interviewed in the what was it, the free-to-play, and they asked him about Ukraine. He was talking about how he had to go to his helicopter to get to the free-to-play screening, and people were shooting bazookas at him because it was like, you know, the instability in Ukraine.
Yep.
And he's like, no, Ukraine's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. After stating that, the guy's just a treat. It's hard, you know. You guys can make fun of his playstyle all you want, but the guy's still a treat as a person.
They're going to go for Magical here, and they might be able to catch him. He does have a TP. Yeah, he's going to be okay. I don't think they're going to sniff him out here.
Yep. It's not going to be a kill here on Magical, which I think is the more important kill here. Ideally, you kill Naga, but they haven't been able to. The Song has been used super defensively here. I think Lightless has been doing a really good job of out-farming TB. And we actually see him, I didn't even talk about this, but Midas on Lightless.
Oh, yeah.
It's not common on Naga.
Yeah, I pointed that one out to start off the game. I think it's pretty good. More attack speed to trigger the Riptides, ideally, as our Nyx assassin in a lot of trouble. Impale stolen.
Look at that Impale range, too.
It's pretty nice.
It's ridiculous. Especially against illusion heroes like Naga, I think is one of the better abilities.
Yeah, look at this Impale. That's ridiculous. Pardon me. I think a big benefit here of the attack speed, building attack speed rather, for the Riptide is, obviously I think the Riptide, does it have an internal cooldown or is it just completely random?
This is a 70% chance.
70% chance, okay.
It is pseudo RNG though.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Because I know it's not like...
There's only one RNG thing in the game right now, which is Bastion.
Oh. Oh, right. I mean, that's good because the attack speed bonus that you get from the Midas actually does roll 1-to-1, and your illusions get it as well, so that increases the DPS by quite a bit while also increasing your farm and experience gain.
It's a good idea against TB, right? Because I think TB and Naga are pretty even in terms of farm potential. With a Midas, you get a bit above the TB. Also, you get an advantage in experience, which is usually what illusion heroes lack.
2.1 times experience gain.
Yeah, pretty big deal for illusion heroes that tend to not get level 25 as early. Again, I think Naga's 25 is pretty valuable.
Icefrog just doesn't like Hand of Midas, though, or he just hates the jungle, and it's an indirect nerf again onto the jungle creep, because now I imagine the math has changed, because before it always used to be the most efficient thing to Midas to transmute as the active, the biggest creep. I don't know if that's the case anymore, because the bounties don't keep up, the bounties don't increase, which includes the experience, so probably at some point,
the range creep is better.
The range creep is going to be better.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's true. I mean, everyone knows Icefrog is clearly a support player. He's played a lot of pubs, and his fort kept building Midas.
Honestly, I have to agree. When I started playing Dota, supporting sucked. Sentries were 100 gold. Dust was 180 and it came in pairs. You had to buy the couriers and you had to upgrade it.
In pubs, mind you, in competitive supporting has always been fun because you're supporting your team. You feel like you're a big, part of something. But in pubs, yeah, not the same thing.
It used to be like 10 minutes and you'd be like, wow, I'm so farmed. I have brown boots.
Exactly, yeah. Especially when playing supports like Disruptor or Ancient Apparition. I mean, I remember seeing a competitive game back in the day, MVP Phoenix, back when Heem was a player, where he finished the game and he won as a Pugna, and the only item he had was a magic stick. Not even boots. He couldn't even afford boots the whole game. Pause 5 Pugna.
Yeah.
And then he became a coach after that game. so tell the tales. Anyway,
they're just dodging each other out here. Tier 2 push for Tier 2 push. Hustlers, they think about going high ground, and they actually put down a pretty nice ward here just for some information. Unlikely to be dewarded here at this stage of the game unless they make a serious attempt to push bottom again. And that doesn't look like the case, because instead of B8 are going to go ahead and smoke up and look for something in the jungle.
What are they going to find in the jungle? That's the question.
Yeah, maybe the Grimstroke, although he's already out of there already.
Who's sleeping in the jungle tonight, Richie? That's what I'm asking. Nobody, it seems like, because they're all in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, because Lion's kind of unpickable these days.
It's very true, actually. Stop doing that in your pubs, I ask you, please, I beg you. Let's see if they can. I mean, they're continuing to push down bottom. I like the space that they're creating. They've taken over the enemy jungle, and they're putting a lot of pressure into the bottom lane. And while these lanes are pushed, it's difficult for for Bait to complete a smoke successfully because they don't have enough vision to do so. And they've pretty much made that bottom lane the true dead lane. Like, we always call this the dead lane, of course, but here you really cannot. Yeah, you really cannot join them. Even has a TP ready. No Fear's been doing a really good job this game as Disruptor. Very impressive performance. Good space creation. Nice team fights. Man, it's been on point.
Look at ward coverage here as well. If they leave the base and they go bottom, Hustlers are going to know about it.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Let's see. Push up top. Not much by RDO though. Just annoying Lightless ever so slightly.
I mean, it is a really big advantage here that Bait have. They have the Tier 2 top and mid.
Since I just saw this, I'd love to mention this interaction.
You do. Yeah. I know it's coming.
Caustic Finality has been bugged forever. The explosion does not actually affect illusions any longer. So illusions will explode, but the explosion will not affect them.
That's not a bug.
Really?
I did that on purpose. Yeah, because you remember when you used to be able to build...
that to that bug happened when they changed it to percentage based.
Well, I mean, they also removed it, remember, because before it used to be able to build AGs, the old AGs on Sand that applied Classic Finale, and then you would explode a PL.
Yeah, but they changed it.
They took that out. They took it away.
No, but the AGs doesn't no longer applies that to illusion stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm telling you this happened when they changed it to percentage based. And then we're like, oh, I guess percentage based is too strong.
Nice wording. Again, No Fear just wants complete vision here in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, that might not save him from Dendy, although Dendy still will miss the spear. Sexy Fat to follow up with the stun, and should have plenty of damage here all alone. RDO just gonna walk on over, but he's like, why farm the Disruptor when I can farm Creep instead?
Yeah, I mean, No Fear has been kind of playing the Space Creator role to some degree, you know, the quote-unquote dead later, because the Naga's playing super safe with their illusions as well, and I think it's fine. He's been creating a lot of space here. It doesn't really matter if he dies as long as he's alive for the next team fight. Funny's like, what do I do now? Well, I'll stun you. In fact, Magical's nearby. They might be able to get a counter kill on Illusion. Illusion was not expecting this, and he's going to die, but Sexy Fat charges up the epicenter, gets stunned in time. Nice and pale there. The BKB saves him from getting stunned with a Song of the Siren. RDO managed to get the kill on Funnick. RDO's nearby, hoping to get the kill on Nick's Assassin. Not going to happen. Instead, Magical complete out of mana, and he was trying to simulate to the low ground, unable to do so by a very tippy tip of the range. So he's going to die instead to Dendy. Good BKB though.
Good BKB. That's a pretty fantastic usage of the 10-second BKB, and he's going to be pretty happy with what he got there, especially after going to the mid laner. Doesn't really care that the Nyx leaves, and that's whatever. RDO, of course, is not going to want to pop the Metamorphosis for that. Not quite worth it when perhaps they're going to come right back at you and fight yet again. And 2K net would lead now for Bait 20-14, the year that was now 7 years ago.
That is a reference to something Secret Strike said in some cast for some reason.
Don't worry about it.
Worst thing I've ever heard a caster say.
It blew it.
It was not an important game though.
Yeah, well.
Literally. RDO, he has Metamorphosis ready for him, so again, it's No Fear. I mean, his name does indicate his playstyle clearly, because he's been farming or pushing like crazy, but he's died a bunch due to this.
Yeah, the problem is whether he likes it or not, somehow Bait are just threading the needle. There's one place, well, they're about to get the D-Ward, and they just have, but there was one place that they could have, like, one path they could have taken, right? You could go this way, Mystical Illusion, to go there, or you can go this way. He's got vision everywhere else, so it's incredibly annoying to actually try and catch him.
Yeah. I mean, and by keeping this bottom lane pushed as much as they are, which is the best lane they can push, by the way, it's difficult for Bait to really try to threaten high ground or go for smokes or anything like that, right? So it's, I mean, it's what BSJ always says in his streams, right? Push the lanes, that wins games, and that's that simple in this game.
You just got to get a good rhyme.
I wasn't intentional. I just watched so much BSJ, I guess doesn't really register anymore.
He's got nearly a Desto completed now on Dendy.
Yeah.
With the one Mithril Hammer, just needed another 750 for the second. Almost there.
I like it. Does he already has Blink and BKB, right?
I don't know about the Blink. He does.
Yeah, he does. Okay. All right. So no Yol Scepter this game. I don't think it's a necessity because you already have a secondary initiator as Sanking. So as Mars, you're actually, ironically, Mars is the secondary initiator. He's gonna wait for the Sanking to Power Strike in, then Arena Blood on top of that, which means Yol Scepter is not so valuable on this hero. Because there's not much point. I mean, the defensive capabilities of Yol Scepter are still nice, though.
Yeah. Big advantage, of course, that this Naga is going to be holding over the rest of Bait is she's going to have a nice level advantage here. Switching over the levels for a second. Just keeping up here in terms of farm, actually, with RDO and Dendy. Just Bait farming very, very nicely, despite having the Midas advantage, which is off cooldown, by the way. But Lightless just waiting to use that on the more efficient creep. Not wanting to feed underneath the tower here. As they are going for a tier 1 siege. And down goes the tower, just using the illusions to do the dirty work.
Yeah, good. I mean, the Naga Siren has been putting fair pressure with these illusions in the lane.
Oh, they're going for illusion, speaking of which.
Yeah, I think he's dead though. The stuns are too strong to somebody to finish him off. Magical almost gets punished for this. No Fear does glimpse him, but he has a BKB. No Fear's like, again, everything for this man. I can only presume that No Fear must have ruined a bunch of prouts for Dendy or something like that happened because they absolutely hate him.
Yeah, I mean, there always, after you TP, there's always the danger of wherever you're going back to, you no longer know what's there because everyone else has left. So I think popping the BKB there might be a bit overkill if your intention is to only kill Disruptor, because he's got plenty of teammates that can also do it there. But his intention is not to go back to where he was, because he doesn't know what's there anymore, and it could be death.
Charging.
He's just baiting us.
I know. not sure, huh? I think he actually wants to do it.
I mean,
He's gonna bait himself. There's the epicenter finally going in for the Naga Siren. Very valuable. Can she song in time? There's a BKB on TV. Starting to get the Sunder out. No! Using her illusion that was really low on HP. Lila's gonna chase after him. They don't have a way to cancel his TP though, unless the BKB just ends. I guess that's the way. Pretty simple. They even use a soul bond onto them. They should be able to finish him off with the Impale. Goodbye to RDO, and that's your main source of damage. They have a Meteor Hammer now, which will hit Sexy Fat and guarantee the second kill. 2 cores are dead, and a support might die as a result as well. Duster trying his best to run away. Magical. He has Astral Steps, but no mana to use them though. Oh, doesn't have Astral Step, I guess. Alright, the indicator's bugged then. I guess it works with charges, right?
yeah, that is weird. Now he's
Duster?
got one.
He does have one. He's like, oh, Duster? He just shows himself. They didn't know they were there, of course.
Yeah, well, he's underneath
Nyx
the
is
ward now.
nearby. Meteor Hammer used. They can set up easily for this Meteor Hammer on Nyx. Can they murder Duster, though, is the question. This is an Enchantress. Perhaps one of the most annoying heroes in Dota. Timbersaw Light, as people like to call her. And she's still alive.
No, she's gonna die to Phantom's Embrace.
Finally, the Impale.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of space, though. I mean, look, RDO's basically already alive.
How long is the ticket to kill an Enchantress?
Like a long
About RDO's
RDO's respawn time
Yeah,
here.
respawn time.
But after that fight, the important thing to note is that the Naga Siren now is going to be well ahead of RDO in terms of farm. 3k ahead. That's going to be now about half an item here. So I have Scotty already completed along with the Butterfly and the Manta Style, which she's had for a while, compared to just now. Oh, we just actually got the Eagle Song of the Butterfly, so it is pretty much exactly half an item ahead here, translating that one over to actual farm. The Naga, again, with 2,500 in the bank, her courier dead, so she's going to have enough for buyback here. Potentially the Basher next, I'm not really sure.
But for Naga, I'm not
Basher,
sure.
Abyssal.
I think, yeah, Basher is probably the best choice.
Yeah, she's
She
gonna
does
queue that
queue
one
it up. It's the only thing that can make you fight the TB, right? That was. I don't know what else you would do, because usually against TB you want the mixed damage, so MKB or Maelstrom, but those are awful items on Naga.
Yep,
I do remember was Rums Collide Sandboy doing that, I think it was, but it was against the PL though, not against the TB. So, I mean, it kind of did, they lost that game though, so take what you will from that. I don't know if the owners viable this game, honestly, just deal with TB, because you don't need to deal with his illusions. It's about dealing with the main hero.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like you'd be best off just going for the Abyssal, because you've got a lot of stuns here already. You can actually... A weakness of using BKB and then the song coming out is that usually your teammates are unable to help you.
Yep.
And with the Abyssal piercing BKB, with the Vendetta damage piercing BKB, they've got a lot here to potentially burst him right down. Notwithstanding, of course, the Static Storm combo, which I think we've only seen once. But now the Aghanim Scepter is not completed, but halfway done for our Disruptor. So he's making progress.
Yeah, okay, there comes the Void Spirit. Find the Rubik, he's dead. Easy, very good. And now Dandy doesn't have BKB though. He's gonna use it just to get run away. Kinetic Field won't hit in time. All right, they're taking. I mean, they're killing Illusion consistently at the start of every team fight, which makes it much more dangerous for Bait to fight because they know the Song of Siren Disruptor combo is going to happen, and there's not much you can do to stop it this game. Oh, actually, wait, Disruptor has no Ag, so you can still BKB. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
Dire's top tower.
I'm just thinking about yesterday's game, right?
Yeah, Disruptor no Ags quite yet. We're getting there, halfway there. Halfway there. Soon, Magical looking for a stun there to follow up onto Duster. Unfortunately, this one's a bit of a tough kill. Shark of Fate doing an underwhelming amount of damage. And Dandy jumping forward, he misses the spear yet again. They're going to maybe look to turn. If Magical just standing there with the DD, threatening him, posturing. He's going to T-pose on him, but there's plenty of damage. Now Song of the Siren to turn this one around as RDO just actually has popped the Metamorphosis, so that's going to dissuade Hustlers from fighting. Dandy, though, he's going to the arena does catch this back and only going to get this Disruptor who gets a 3-man Static Storm, but no follow-up there. Ulti for ulti, a life for a life, and another BKB charge there for Dandy just to kill the Disruptor.
This is starting to get ridiculous. Dandy, what happened? What did Dover do to you? Talk to us, man. He has only graduated the arena of the Disruptor. Yeah. I mean, obviously there he was trying to catch a second person there. I think it was the Void Spirit, but he got away in time. But still, it's just quite funny to watch Dandy constantly murdering no fear. He got the Static Storm off though, which is not great, I think, in the situation, because now you don't have this initiation. The Epicenter's not. Oh, it is going to catch in the end the Grimstroke, just barely, but good enough.
Yep, good enough.
Dead.
I think they were maybe trying to bait there with the Naga illusions, but they could immediately tell none of these are real, and they're going to head right back into Roche. Then 60 seconds with no Grimstroke, notably the Stroke of Fate. Still no. Oh, the song is available already here, and the Static Storm is up in 30. They're going to catch a straggler here. There is going to be a buyback now. Next Assassin Dandy again is going to miss the Spear of Mars, as there goes Roshan. RDO picking up the Aegis quite handily. Next Assassin the only one to fall quite yet, and the rest of Hustlers will now be running away. Likes to B8.
No, B8 still has the domination in terms of the team fight, right? Like, the Mars is still very strong, and so is the Sank, and you can tell that for Hustler, they need to really get the right positioning first. They can't fight haphazardly. They usually need the high ground or the song available to them, especially with Static Storm. I haven't really seen that combo yet. I'm assuming because they're waiting for Ags, because there's so many BKBs. And that's why Bait seems like they're stronger right now, but once you get the Ags, I think that point of inflection is going to happen. And we're going to see how the Naga can deal with the TB. There's the mixed damage though. She actually did go for MKB in the end. Okay. So giving me some credit, thank you, Naga.
Yeah.
Appreciate Lightless.
I think it's a good one. I think it's it could potentially be really good this game here. The mixed damage, as you're saying, again with the Midas here, just continuing to up her farm, will then be doubling back then for the Abyssal Blade. Yeah, stealing the Naga illusions are actually pretty strong. You can cut her own waves then with that one.
Both teams have a counter to each other illusions here, right? In the case of Hustler, you have the Grimstroke with his Dark Portrait that will copy the TB, which is a great way to take advantage of the TB. And in Bait, you're like, I'll take one of your illusions. Thank you very much. Says
they were fighting bottom, by the way. I was wondering what.
Well, of course, no fear.
Yeah. Denny's godlike though, so what a recovery here.
Can we just check how many times No Fear has died? I want to see in the post screen how many times Dendy has decided to kill No Fear. 11 times. Dendy has 10 kills. How many of those kills are No Fear?
What I'm curious is Dendy godlike just by killing Disruptor over and over and over again? It's very possible.
Yeah, it could be very possible. And in that case, is it worth it? Because once you die, you're going to give a lot of gold to the enemy team, and you only get Disruptor kills out of it.
Yeah, but you got to remember, he does still get, I mean, that gold adds up, right? Even if you get a 200 gold, we'll call it here, each time you kill the Disruptor, you kill him 9 times. 1,800 already, right? That adds up. I mean, it's a little bit of experience every time. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's not too bad. Magical is going to be waiting in the trees. It's a good thing he did wait, because there's going to be a Scorpion there waiting for him. That's to shine his UV light to find him. Oh, Illusion, though, blinking right into the trees. Is actually going to run right into the Magical. Oh, he doesn't even know what to do. The Impale's going to come a bit late, and they're going to slow.
Stopping him. There's the BKB used by Void Spirit. Going for Illusion. Illusion does steal the Astral Step last second, and will allow himself to survive, thanks to the pipe that Sexy Fat gave him. That mitigated the damage from the Astral Step mark. Very well done there. Illusion on point on this Rubik.
Yeah, and they forced a BKB there, which is going to be very, very valuable. That was actually the 9-second BKB as well, so these long duration BKBs being burned out just by the supports, kind of just being there and missing their stuns is really valuable.
That was I think that was a decent play there by Beto, wasting Magical's time in general, and now they have the opportunity.
Yeah, now they're going to go high ground actually, because they know there's going to be no BKB for about another 30 seconds here. RDO might consider using here the Metamorphosis.
It's a bit dangerous though, right?
It is, yeah.
Because if you use meta and they kill you once, then you can't really use
then you're basically gone. But
so then it's like, if you use meta, you commit the BKB too, right? And then when you come back with Aegis, what's the point of the Aegis?
Yeah, but then sometimes on your second life, when you don't use either, and then you're surrounded by 5 enemy heroes, and you die. Right? You know, it's kind of this. Really
there's no right play. It's up to you to make the choice, and honestly, either choice can turn out to be good or bad.
And they're both going to have their consequences here, to be honest. So that's just about what they decide here. RDO will his finger probably ready on the E.
He also went for the MKB. Interesting. So he interestingly enough, Naga also has the same counters as Terrorblade, which is mixed damage because she has a lot of armor as well. Good agility gain, much like Terrorblade. Less than Terrorblade, but still pretty decent. And so that's why the MKB comes out. Does Naga have a butterfly though?
She does.
Okay, so they both have butterflies.
They almost have
they're just playing the same hero at this point. The Midas is the biggest difference.
So he's going to use meta here on the first life, holding on that BKB. The Impale will connect.
That's a Dark Portrait illusion, by the way, so very careful with that. It deals more damage than TV alone. Well, not with meta, but close.
He's going to be like, come here, Dendy.
Dark Portrait. RDO is like half proud, half sad, because that's his child, you know?
Yeah, well.
But he's like, wow, guys, I really deal so much damage. I'm stronger than you, Illusion. But also, the Illusion is stronger than his whole team at this point. Okay, he just kind of ate that Inkswell. Seems to want to lose the Aegis. Static Storm as well. And goes Magical. BKB used at the end. Doesn't have any Sunder anymore.
No, he doesn't. Doesn't have any life steal either, so he's kind of have to
just TP back
up. Yeah.
That was a weird play. That Inkswell, he saw it coming. So did the Impale. Well, the Impale, no, because it was in the high ground. So you might have not had vision of that. I like the wards, by the way, if you notice, they're right in front of the tier 3. So they have a good vision. Even though it's nighttime, they know they can fight here thanks to the wards. So well played by Hustler.
That's a good advantage. They're even going to drop a sentry here to D-ward. One left behind by the likes of Bait. Make sure they get that one cleaned away, and that's going to, I believe that was the 9-second BKB as well for RDO, so not really too much use out of that one. What is this?
Oh yeah, because Ruby got shard now, and so he has the massive dissimulate.
Yeah, so that's actually a big old buff to Rubik, because whatever you cast and steal that has a shard upgraded, you're going to use.
Which is why, even though the shard on Rubik is honestly not great, it's useful sometimes, but it's not great. It's very useful to buy just because you can steal a bunch of nice things.
It is very funny, though. You can yeet your teammates all the way around if you take the 20 talent.
I think there's a use for it. I mean, if you already bought the shard, you might as well. Void Spirit.
And Dendy's nearby here.
But Dendy's like, it's not no fear, guys. Do we really want to kill him?
Oh my goodness, look at him go. Yeah, even with all that mobility. Oh, they knew exactly where he went, but was just a little bit too late there, unfortunately.
Yeah, so the Rubik in this case, some interesting shards to steal, by the way, just to point them out, is particularly, of course, Assimilate, but also I think the best shard to steal, the best thing to steal with the shard is Thunderstrike, because now Thunderstrike, you can give it to your TB.
I was just thinking that one, yeah.
And you give him extra attack speed boost, right? It hits around him, which does deal damage around him, but the more important thing is the movement speed and attack speed boost.
Yeah.
Which it gives them.
The thing that sucks, though, is that shard's really, really great with the talents, right? Plus 3 Thunderstrike hits, which we haven't taken, right? Because then that's an extra 3 seconds of
also,
all your buffs.
Steal talents, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's what I mean, though. That's what sucks this game for the Rubik, where even if you do get it, you're not going to get the benefit of having the talents as well. That would be a little bit too strong for sure, and it's probably for the best that we don't have it that way. But it's going to make I mean, it's just the way the game's balanced, right?
Yeah, I
agree. Too strong.
I still think the Thunderstrike is a valuable thing to steal, though, especially because right now the issue you have is how do I siege high ground against Naga Siren? We've all been in that position before. It sucks, you know, the game just seems to go forever.
Yeah, so this was another long one, I think.
What is Bait was hoping to kill something here. Again, if it's not no fear, it seems like they're unable to murder him.
It was the Nyx.
It was the Nyx, that's why, right? So Nendy misses the spear. Well, I mean, it was kind of a guess spear, of course.
This magical smack talking. He might have to pay for that one, though. Where will he be going? They're going to guess incorrectly. Sexy Fat with a good effort, though. It's targeted the right place there.
It was because he couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't go. I don't think he could go to the low ground. Okay, that's a very good initiation. Static Storm, like, we're done. We're using this combo. Yep. We built this, we drafted this way for a reason. Let's kill 2 heroes, and they will gather both Illusion and Sexy Fat's souls here. As they go now for Dendy, who BKB TPs. Easy for him, but it is a waste of the BKB, of course. And they're going to instead settle for Duster, who's a much easier kill.
You know, you always bring up stories about the times you've interviewed or met players, so I'll bring up my interaction that I had with Duster. I was at a tournament, I went, hey Duster, can you close Discord? And he went, yeah.
Yeah. My interaction with Duster is when he followed me on Twitter, then in an lobby he goes, why don't you follow me on Twitter, fucker? And I was like, okay, wow. In a nice way, of course.
Very aggressive.
No, I was like, I like it. This man knows what he wants. Respect.
He wants pink Razer keyboards, and he wants people to follow him back on Twitter.
I think you should, by the way. Duster DotA, if you guys are ever interested.
Shoutouts to him here. It's going to be a good push here coming out from the sides of the Hustlers. Up to the high ground they go for the first time this game. Already the tier 3 tower here on half HP. They're going to be looking for a bit more. That Dark Portrait is going to be doing a fair bit of damage here, to say the least. Plenty of great items here.
What's the strongest hero in this game, Richie? It's the Dark Portrait.
It kind of is.
Because it is also, by the way, in case you guys don't know, it doesn't get into the Dark Portrait is magic immune, right? You don't get the usual issues that illusions have. I believe you also deal extra damage.
Yeah, it's like 140% extra damage. It's basically old single targeted wall with magic immunity.
Yeah, you do take extra damage, but since you're magic immune, it's like, well, it's kind of hard to clear it.
Oh!
We have Ags on Disruptor, and that's Static Storm. They should be able to kill off the TB like this. Oh, the Stolen Song! There's Illusion! He saw yesterday's match. He wants to show he can do the same thing. The counter initiation with the Arena 1, and they're going to stop No Fear first. Of course there is. Sunder, successful this time, but the TB can't see with the Naga. He's actually in trouble. RDO needs some sort of healing. And he's going forward. They break him, and the Nyx is actually the final nail in the coffin to destroy this TB. Dark Portrait dealing much more damage than he is. Going for Sexy Fat instead. That Dark Portrait plus Naga is enough to deal with TB, and he used the Sunder way too early. Maybe going in the middle of the team fight like that was not the right choice.
I mean, he didn't really have a choice in that one, did he, right? The arena was dropped. Everyone was already in there.
Well, I know, but that's why you should just stand behind. It's your arena.
I mean, he was already in a kinetic field Static Storm.
Oh, I guess.
Start that one off.
Yeah, I would think. I thought that BKB there to reposition yourself as the arena was going on, as opposed to rushing.
I suppose. I don't know. I mean,
Because you're giving Naga the one advantage that she has over you, or sorry, the one advantage that you have over her, which is range, right? If you have Scotty in range, I feel like you should take advantage of that by trying to keep your distance. But again, I think that was more of they thought they were stronger, right? They thought that TB would last longer.
Yeah, they did.
Under a normal game, I would agree. It's just Dark Portrait is a big deal, and I don't think players are that used to playing against his ability just yet.
It's really strong.
It's very strong. And it's only, I mean, the cooldown is ridiculous. How is it 35-second cooldown for 25-second duration?
And
He's going for refresher for a second Dark Portrait.
And also, that will refresh. Of course, they're not going to die. It completely works. And also, of course, the illusion is fast. It gets a big old move speed buff, which used to be one of the biggest drawbacks of playing TB.
True.
Not so much the case. They finally got rid of that move speed slow. It used to be 20% slow whenever you cast it and had meta active, but they've gotten rid of it. But he's still not the fastest hero, to say the least. So the fact that you even address that concern as playing TB with your Dark Portrait makes it even better this game.
Yeah, TB is like an old slasher flick villain, right? He kills things around him, but he's not going to work for it. He's not going to run for his victims.
I think they're going to go for a fight here. Hustlers, they see RDO yet again. He's just popped back. Magical smokes the break. He's going to jump right up the Song of the Siren. Can they catch him in time? Stunned up by the Song. He will. Where's Rubik? But here's going to be the Static Storm. Rubik a bit too far away. That's his Song there. Can they actually save the life? Yep, blinking right in. Dandy going to set up the arena, but the Song didn't end in time. That's going to allow the BKB fighting to but look at the damage this time from RDO. Doesn't even need the meta moments. Two heroes already dead. But he can't fight the Nagano. He knows that. She deals way too much damage right now with the Dark Portrait illusion and trying to get rid of the illusion. But it's so difficult due to its magic immunity. The Sankin could also be in trouble as he Yule Scepters himself. And that's going to set up for the skill. They get an impale onto two. It almost seemed like it was reflected, but it wasn't. It was a great impale there by King R. Then he's got to BKB to run.
Oh, RDO.
He's in trouble. Doesn't have the BKB. Has the Sunder, but can he get to use it? Cheese. Nice cheese there. Silent stuff though. That's going to be Sexy Fat, perhaps saving the day. But another impale here. A big one onto RDO. But he's going to get the Sunder up onto the Nyx Assassin. Squash that beetle. It's all cheesy, but it's actually funny. A second Song of the fight. That means Rubik might have one as well soon. Nope, he's only got the mana burn. Lightless able to TP out. Funnick with the spider legs unfortunately won't be able to escape.
They're chasing after Magical as well, but they don't have the Yule Scepter in time, so Magical can get away as well. Okay, so that was the team fight I was expecting by Bait. I think Dendi should take advantage of, or not Dendi, Bait in general, should take advantage of the fact that both Sand King and the Mars have such great zone out abilities to separate the team fight. So that TP is not fighting the Naga first, and instead fighting the rest of the team, right? And murdering the Grimstroke ideally.
Yep, they forced the buyback here on the Nyx Assassin. The Grimstroke bought back here in that engagement as well. No fear. Dendi, he sees no fear. And he, well, no chance here for no fear, but Dendi here without the BKB for 8 seconds. It's Magical will jump through him like as well, just chilling through them alive. Space created here for the Roshan attempt. The Sexy Fat continuing to run, checking in on the Rosh. It's quite low here, as that has an Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher. Sand King is going to drop just around the same time as Aegis. Has barely enough inventory spaces for just about everything, but will get out now. Lightless continuing to chase after him, though, and there's going to be another Song. Rubik, though, in position to attempt potentially steal it, but look, they're gonna actually, they know, they watched yesterday's replays, and that's gonna be the BKB then for RDO. He's gonna look to TP out. There's not a basher, there's not enough damage, and Rubik will perish for that, dropping the gem in his wake.
Okay, I mean, I think that should have been just a BKB TP, honestly, immediately from RDO. If they have no basher, there's no way they're going to kill him in the pit, and there was no need for him to try to run out. We literally just mentioned how slow this guy is.
Yep.
That was definitely a Jason move right there. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Huh? He's just like, you're like, how is this killer catching up to anyone with one broken leg? Like
that's interesting. Also interesting, then the Nyx Assassin going for the Burrow Aghanim Scepter. Has a Gem of True Sight and can be incredibly annoying now with the Meaty Hammer. No buyback on 3 of these heroes here for Bait.
It's pretty bad. They might just finish it.
Yeah, could.
Look at this. There's no reason for Hustler to wait any longer. They're going to try to go for the tier 3s. There's the Burrow by the Nyx Assassin.
There's no meta for 30.
Burrow. Sorry.
No. Oh, sorry. Oh, but he does have the Death Wave, or the Terror Wave.
The Terror Wave. Nyx can move, so Nyx is like, no, what do I do now? Spike Carpus, they catch the Enchantress instead. Terror Blade trying to keep his distance. He has Aegis. And finally, there's the shard for Magical. Enchantress truly Timber saw light.
She is. They do have the meta back up in 20 seconds, or 10 seconds now make it. He's continuing to reflect and just do as much damage as he can. Lightless trying to focus the tower. There goes the Fortify. Sand King back in 20 seconds, as along with Dendi 30 till Rubik is back here. They're looking to finally kill off this Duster. Can they get the job done? This time I think they might have enough magical damage, although I started to doubt it halfway through. She's dead for a minute as RDO is now going to pop the meta. Can he get the job done here?
TB versus the world. Now we're gonna see the true defense. Mars is coming back in 2 seconds though, so is Sanking. They went for the tier 4s, and they know they can't go for the Ancient any longer. The Song of Siren for Lightless to make sure they can all get away, or maybe they're reinitiating. They want to punish Sanking. They know he has no buyback, so Sanking is down for the count for another 90 seconds. TB, what can you do now? They stun him with a similar. He's level 25 down. He has to be BKB. RDO fighting against King R, trying to kill off Magical, but can't quite get the damage off. RDO just wants to run away. The Dark Port Illusion is destroyed in a matter of seconds. And thanks to the Sunder, Lightless could be in trouble. He's forced to use the Minotaur Horn, and it seems that Naga Shine is just better at Menfire the TV.
He has cheese in his backpack.
He does have cheese and the Aegis. Lightless knows his Magical is trying to snipe that Aegis off, and he does get the Aegis away. Magical could be in trouble. Completely out of mana. He might just die here. Magical trying to avoid the Mars. Not going to happen. Instead, the gem is on the ground, and Magical is going to be dead for 90 seconds unless he buys back.
There it is. 2 gems there as well, so 1 for each eye. If you wanted, RDO able to hold on long enough. They just took down both tier 4s, though, so the Ancient is going to be exposed. Super creep running down the mid lane, but there's no chance there for the Megas having that tier 2 up in the top lane. Also, they got to get rid of that one if they want to make another push here, unless they just want to go straight for throne.
I'm starting to doubt what we said, or what I said in the draft, rather. I'm going to eat my words here, which is that Naga just seems to be strong against TB in a 1v1 scenario, right? She just surrounds with illusion. It doesn't seem like RDO can match her. Like, if he keeps his distance, yes.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because that would be my counterpoint. That seems strange, right? How could a ranged hero, right, who is TB with the meta active, be killed by the Naga Siren? And if there was a draft to test this, it would be this one. Mars, Sand King, and Enchantress to try and, well, not so much Sand, mostly the Sand King and the Mars there to create some space between the two, and it's just not been the case this game. RDO level 26, though, leading the charge up to the high ground. He's got cheese, Minotaur Horn, BKB ready to use, and there's going to be the Death Wave early on.
All right, well, I mean, how far will they take this? They don't know the team doesn't have buybacks, so Naga Siren just didn't save for hers, so they're not aware of how aggressive they can play this. Dendi, just try.
That's funny, because I think no fear.
Yeah. Dendi's like, I knew I shouldn't go for anyone else. He's gonna get goes back.
No, he BKB'd.
No fear, trying to get the revenge kill there, but Dendi's like, nope, I knew we were gonna do that from the start.
Yeah, the BKB utilized there. It's down to 5 seconds anyway, so might as well, as yet again another long one, Ava, but this one's a lot closer here.
Seems like Division 2 CIS is like,
we just really like running over the other schedule.
ESL is literally putting their hands to their head going, why? Yeah, maybe they just need to change the schedule to assume that best of 3s, at least for this region, will last 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
Seems to be the case here. TB without buyback here. He's bought out for something, and it is the Lincoln Sphere. Okay. Interesting decision here to go for the Lincoln Sphere.
I like it because
for the Dark Portrait.
Dark Portrait, Glimpse, and then Snare. All 3 very valuable, right? I mean, I guess you can cancel with Mana Burn, but that's the trick.
That is true here.
Oh, Nyx is level 25.
Vendetta on an obstructed pathing. It's very fun. Usually you go for the other talent if you want to troll the game and build Deep Blade, because you do insane
like in Pops, but this is the real good talent.
This is the real good one.
Like, it's no joke. This is the talents are not even equal as a Nyx, right? Unless you're playing some sort of carry Nyx or something like that. But this Nyx, particularly, the talent now got buffed because the Shard actually buffs your talent as well, right? Because you get extra movement speed in the Vendetta, so it makes the unobstructed pathing even better.
Lightless has buyback, but he needs that magic number we need to see here in green, I believe, is going to be close to 1900 here of a surplus before he can get that Abyssal Blade, but now has the Basher in the inventory. He's lost the boots, however, not that he cares too much.
Okay.
Back up to the high ground they go, but
Okay, the insane man Dendi trying to go for this arena, but didn't work out. Song Siren have been popped though, and now Dendi could be in trouble. They didn't go to the Impale, but that's not a Storm Rule. They again stole the song. They don't have any more arena though, but do have the epicenter. Sexy Fetta's charging it, hoping for a double burrow strike. He will go, and Funnick will die. There's the burrow strike going for King R as well. They've killed everyone but the Naga Siren, who had to retreat immediately, and now it's a whole team of heroes going against Magical and Naga. What will happen to Magical now? Seek and Strike.
Not too sure. The Naga's able to TP away. But RDO just a good decision there. He goes, yeah, I don't really want to fight the Naga, so I'll just fight everyone else.
Caught him though, thanks to the burrow. And that's going to be a dead Void Spirit. That Hex, which is on whom?
It's on Sand King. Sexy Fett.
Sand King, huh?
Yeah.
Goodbye, honestly.
Wow. Okay, so again, an amazing song stealing. Yep, Duster's got a tip illusion for that one, as he is able to. I mean, it's so difficult to play this game here as the Naga Siren. What do? You got to get that song off somehow. I mean, the TB was in a bad position there, right?
The point about King R is a moot point, clearly. It does not matter whatsoever. He's not telling Naga. I mean, I think the positioning by Illusion has been so safe right now because he knows, and because he has Aetherland, sorry, and cast range talent
And
on...
a blink.
Sorry, cast range, not talent. The actually, yeah, the talent plus the passive. And then the blink actually has huge cast range now. So it's very easy for Rubik to just stand away and then blink from very, very far.
DD rune for RDO, that's terrifying. They do have another Naga Song combo to use, but Illusion, I think, he's just holding on to his. No, actually, he took Aether Remnant there in the middle of the fight. Otherwise, he would have Song by now. They're going straight for the GG push. RDO summoning the boys, going straight for the tower. There's going to be the Song of the Siren. Illusion ready and willing to steal it, but no, he's actually getting controlled, and that's going to set up now for the Static Storm on RDO. Designed to be giving off, but Dandy does, as Light is able to eat up a Rubik, who does have the buyback. No fear and trouble, though, will get gone on immediately, and Magical against the walls does have the Evil to keep himself alive a little bit longer. RDO's gonna have to look for someone else there with Fury to get the Nagasara away. Setting up for the stun. The Aether Remnant, though, is gonna pull him away. Dendy, does he have anything? There's gonna be the Hex onto the Nagasara. And the God Portrait there, at least doing something. Lightless, though. So will go down, but that's only the first life. They do have the buyback.
Yeah, so that's the second round here, but that's buyback without a Song, though. And I go for Sexy Pack here. Euro Scepter used. They only catch an Illusion here with the Aether Remnant. Magical went in onto 3. The Simulate stun very powerful here. They get the whistle blade. They're close to TV. He's throwing a Sunder, though. Telekinesis and that shard might just save RDO. He's hit by the Aether Remnant, but it just needs to run away right now. Rubik to steal the Impale. Gets a Sunder off before the Simulate can hit him. He is stunned, though, and they could just kill him despite that Sunder. RDO could be in trouble. Enchantress trying to draw the aggro. Not really working. They're not concentrating on Duster. They know who to kill, and that is going to be RDO.
Buyback.
He buybacks immediately. As Mars is still trying to get away. Can he do so, though? Doesn't seem like it. The Vendetta will guarantee this final kill.
He wants to save his BKB. Duster, in the meantime, of course, has just been ignored the entire fight because people generally have a hard time killing it. He's going to be taken down here. Once again, another hour-long slugfest between Bait. And honestly, at this stage, it's still anyone's game. It's 9K net worth at this lead is literally like a team fight. That's nothing. Oh, but they did lose the bottom lane of range creeps here. And actually,
range racks.
Range racks. Yeah, to creep, as well as this tier 3 tower during that long fight.
Yeah, you know, creeps are part of this game too, dude. They do their part. Look, catapults are trying their best.
They are. They're buying back in mass here.
Roshan,
because Roshan has been scouted.
Well, that's scouted by Hustler, but I guess Bait knows.
The courier.
Oh, the courier. That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's on point. This Roshan carries Act Refresher. This Roshan has all the goodies.
No more.
It's the whole pinata, mate.
Oh, but King R can be incredibly annoying here. Duster ready to set it on up as they're going to jump onto him. Good 4-staff, though.
Not the Simulate shard with a stun is actually ridiculously good.
Yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know, Rubik saved RDO there for a little bit. That was a friendly toss-out.
Yes.
Yeah, we brought it up earlier, and we brought it up again, and
it's actually been really useful, this shard, honestly, for the late game scenario.
It has that repositioning very strong here. I believe all the abilities up. One person with fly back in the game. The rest of them have it on cooldown. Nick Assassin can't afford it, and that's Grimstroke here, who does have the buyback. He's been a good boy, saving his money for this occasion. Now has, of course, the Refresher Orb. He's got plenty of mana as well to get off all of his abilities. And they're going to smoke up here on the side of Bait, leaving their own triangle, the safety of the double stairwell, to go into the unknown here. No vision on that side of the map, but they're going to be making the money moves here, the plays to try and catch Hustlers, who have kind of spread themselves thin here a bit.
Oh, the Sand King. Tonic immediately BKBs, though, as the Song of the Siren comes off. I don't know if they want to fight this. They seem to want to kill Sexy Fat first. Seems like an easy kill unless RDO's nearby. The BKB by Magical makes him immune to the wave. No Fear's dead yet again. And he got a second Dark Portrait, though, thanks to the Refresher, but they haven't on the TV, which is important here. Like liking a fair amount of damage. There's the Arena of Blood, though. Is it going to be useful? He has a level 25 talent, which means they have a lot of healing inside, and they go for the Nagasara instead. Lightless cannot fight against the TV. Throw Thunder available, by the way. Lightless no longer strong enough. 2 minutes without your main carry. That seems like game. I don't think Hustler can recover from this. Fight dive as well. He does have buyback, and it's up to Magical to defend this. They catch him with a super impale from Rubik. Rubik is in another region. He's from EU, just impaling this Magical. I think this is game, Richie.
I have to agree with you, my friend. What a fight. It looks like King R canceled the Meteor Hammer there, or something. Maybe got hit with a silence or something, but it was going to hit 2 heroes, but it's not going to matter because hitting the Ancient is like 8 versions of TB, and the throne will fall. This time around, it takes just 5 minutes longer, but B8, they aren't going to take it.